Hello everybody, Naughty Nana does. How's everybody today? I hope everybody's doing good. I'm going to do a little story today on one of the other holier than thou people. More righteous than Sister Bertha, better than you in the front row at the church. Well, in this case, it's going to be a tent. I'm just saying. I'm going to do a thing on Greg Locke and how much he talks about witches and how he doxed all those women in his church for what he thinks is being a witch. Okay, let's give him a little history lesson first, should we? Like, Christianity was started by a man, not some sky daddy that performed magic tricks. Just saying. Now, early Christians took many pagan rituals and claimed them for themselves. Now, some rituals included funerals. We all go to them. At my age, we're going to more than we like. And they sang hymnals that was a lament to the dead. They also did a ritual where the prayers began before the person was, while the person was really close to being dead. How's that? And the Christian religion claimed that as the last rites. Pagans and Jews decorated burial chambers. So Christians decided they were going to do that too. Anyway, the Good Shepherd baptism, communion, and the orange figures that you see in church, you know, the women with their arms upstretched and praying? Yeah, they were all from pagan artwork. That's right. Portraits of pagans, the pagan dead, had shells around their head. But the Christians took that too and invented halos. All pagan holy places were converted to Christian churches for their use only. Now, first of all, there is no Satan in witchcraft. For your information, Greggy, Wicca is an organic, nature-based belief system that worship nature, Mother Earth, and Father Sky, not your sky daddy. Some worship as a coven, or others are solitary witches. And they believe that Christianity and Judaism deserve as much respect as every other religion. Yes, including yours, whatever the hell that is. We believe in the rule of threefold return. Whatever you put out comes back to you threefold. Good and bad, Greg. And unlike you, Greg, witches have a moral code. The Wiccan read, and it harm none, do what ye will. The read emphasizes the witch's responsibilities are to prevent harm to others and create some personal responsibility. Maybe you should take some. Now, can you see the difference, Greg? Can you really? You rule as a cult leader. You do not lead. You browbeat. You follow no doctrine, of course, what you invent yourself, and you invent boogeymen and tell your members that there's one hiding under every bed and every closet in every home except your own. You spread hate and intolerance like icing a cake. You can't preach. You dictate the word of God, or Republican Jesus, and spew all the ugliness and bile that pours out of your black soul. You burn books every Halloween, just like Hitler did in 1933. Fascism is alive and well at the Global Vision Bible Church on 2060 Old Lebanon Dirt Road in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, 37122 USA, in case you want to write them a letter. Just saying. You think owls are evil? Guess what? You don't like them because they have a way of seeing into your soul. Just saying. Couldn't handle them on your fridge anymore. You had them there for years and all of a sudden they're looking into your soul. There's a lot of black in there. So anyway, you cheated on your wife, Melissa. When you preach against abortion, then fine. Don't get one. You preach against homosexuals. Fine. Don't date any. And profaning marriage. Except, of course, when you get caught and then you stand in front of your congregation whining and bawling and crying. Sir, you are unrepentant, scheming, and you're an adulterer. That's right. In 2018, you were playing around with your secretary, Ty Cohen McGee. And your wife, who must have been humiliated because words in those churches goes around just like that, right? So she must have been humiliated. She left town and was living in a shelter in Georgia to get away from your abuse. That's right. And even though she was willing to forgive you, she even stopped the divorce proceedings against you. But there you were, putting out all your videos. I'm a divorced pastor. You were not a divorced man. Out of shame at being found out, you divorced Melissa. That's how that went. There's paperwork. There is a file. There was a file about a state marriage license that was issued to a Greg Locke and a Ty Cohen McGee less than 3 months after Melissa left. 3 months. That's right. Then you divorced your wife, Melissa, of 20 years putting up with your bullshit on July 22nd. So one of the parishioners said that there was a ceremony of sorts. Apparently, they were married without legal permission or supervision by Jared Ullman, another Nimrod. He's keeping a secret from the congregation, she said. They are not legally married. He doesn't deserve our respect. Because the legal marriage wasn't held till August the 2nd. So, then whatever Craig did was immoral. He got up there that Wednesday tearfully informing us that Melissa was mentally ill and spiraling out of control. She was cutting and chopping off all her hair and attacking him. Well, the way he's going on and attacking everybody else, a little bit comes back to you. See, that's the threefold rule. Whatever you put out comes back threefold. This is where it's coming into thing. And maybe she wasn't just chopping off all her hair. Maybe she just wanted a new haircut because she wanted to make a decision of her own. You controlling bastard. Folks were tearful and felt bad for him, especially Ty. She seemed inconsolable over it, openly crying before anything was even announced. So she knew the dirt was there and it was coming down. This woman says, I feel disgusted and manipulated over the way things played out. It was pretty clear to most of us that they were more than just friends, flirting around like high school kids at the church barbecue on Memorial Day weekend. My concern is for the people he is deceiving at his social media church. All while he's hound-dogging around with the secretary and who knows how many other married women in the church. Let's find out their names, and shall we dox those too, Craig? Greg Locke actually performed Ty's wedding to her other husband. I don't know if it was her first or not. And Melissa was so close to Ty that she actually told her about the stress in her marriage and talked about unlifing herself. Ty told her, well, if you die, I think it would be better if I took him. Or words to that effect. Allegedly. Now, Ty is the stepmom to Melissa's 4 children. 2 with Greg, and they adopted 2. So I guess you're grateful you live in Tennessee, eh, Greg? Where men can have all the power against them women, keep them at home, right? You told the courts that Melissa was mentally ill so you could get control over your kids, because you didn't get custody, you got control over your kids. That woman left an abusive situation. It's documented. And it's not about believing in God, it's about how you propagandize God and spread your word, not his, your word. To see how much money, tax-free money might we add, that you can make. So, yeah, you are not a good man, Gregory Locke. You make all that money off the backs of all those gullible people that just are in such a situation in their lives where they need something to believe in. Now, Greg, I just want to tell you, all the witches out there, we're saying a prayer for you. We are. Nana loves you. No, she really doesn't.